Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. If you're new here, my name's Nikki. So in today's video I'm going to show you how I get this nude eye. It's just very easy. One product. I've actually used no brushes on my eyelids, but with a product that's really reliable. It stays all day and gets rid of the imperfections and discoloration in your eyelids. So I'll show you now. Okay, so for such a long time I have used Bare Minerals 5-in-1 in Barely Nude on days when I just don't want to wear any makeup. Basically, it's just the perfect nude colour. Hopefully that will come up on camera for your eyes if you just want to get rid of the discoloration and imperfections in your eyelids. And then they discontinued that, which drove me crazy because I did use it so many times. I think I bought about 4 or 5 of those and I've gone through them all, and there's just a little bit left in that one there. So I did a little bit of research and found that they've actually replaced it with Gen Nude, and now they come in these little slimline bottles. So that's the difference. So basically it's exactly the same product. This one is in Undressed, which is virtually the same color. So that's the initial one I had there, and then the Undressed is just there. So you can see it's just a tiny little bit different. The initial one that I had, Barely Nude, was a little bit more pink, and this is just a little bit more beige. And then I did buy another one. This one's in Lit, so this is a little bit lighter. So you can see that there, that one. So I was just ecstatic that I could actually have these again. So I'm going on holidays in August, and we're going to Thailand. It's going to be really hot and humid. So I'm not going to be wearing too much makeup at all. So this for my lids is just perfect. So I'll just show you how I use it. So basically just use the wand. You can see already it just gets rid of all that discoloration, imperfections in your eyelids. So I'm just going right up and right out. So you really don't even need a brush with this, realistically. I just love them. Like I said, I was devastated when I found that they'd discontinued the 5-in-1. Now they do say this is a cream eyeshadow and a primer. I've never used it actually as a primer before, just as an eyeshadow. So there you go, it's so easy to put on, and then basically I just take my finger and just do a little bit of a tap over just to blend out anything that's not blended there. But I mean, it's pretty much perfect as you put it on. So you just let that dry, and I have tested this one and it basically is exactly the same. So it does dry down. So I'm just going to do the other eye. You can see the discoloration in my eyelid there. And it's just perfect. So for days when you just want to slap on a little bit of foundation, and because your eyes are going to stand out, if you've got foundation on, you've got nothing on your eyes, you need something just to get rid of the discoloration and imperfections there. So I just take that right out where my foundation finishes. If you like, you can grab a beauty blender, just a really light beauty blender, lightly dampened beauty blender, and just tap out in the corners there and on the edges. You really don't need to do that. So just use your finger, and that's drying down really well now. So even if you're going out at night and you really want to wear lashes and you don't normally wear lashes and you don't want a really colourful eye, and just have a really nude eyelid. Do a wing, put some lashes on if you like, and you've got a pretty classical glam look. So I'm just going to let that dry, and I'll come back, and I am going to put some eyeliner on today and some lashes, and I'll let you see what that looks like when it's finished. Okay, so that's dried down now. So typically I really wouldn't do this if I was just going out, you know, shopping and just doing something really general, but I'm going to put my Rimmel brow this way on a MAC angled brush, and I'll just highlight just underneath the brow, which I ordinarily do, just to tidy up and sharpen it. And then I just blend that down. So I'm going to do a little bit of eyeliner today, so I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Flyliner. Just amazing to me that sometimes when you say, oh, I'm just going to put a little light liner on, a really thin line, and it just ends up thicker than what you want. And then sometimes you can do it really thin. So I'm going to use a NARS eyeliner. I think this is Rue Bonaparte, a nude. So I'm just going to pop that in the waterline. Now I always like to still use my Marc Jacobs Blacquer in the tight line area. So I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so the lashes are on, and I'm just going to pop on, just for a little bit of pizzazz, the Balm Overshadow. And this one's called Work is Overrated, so it's basically a champagne colour. Just on a Sigma brush, pencil brush. I'm just going to pop a little bit of that in the corner, inner corner. Now that to me is a perfect nude eye. That has dried down really well, and that's not going anywhere. Believe me, I've used it and used it and used it, and it just doesn't budge throughout the day. Okay, so I'm glad I told you about that little product. I was devastated when they actually discontinued that 5-in-1, and so now I've got those two colours. They're probably all I need. I don't think I can imagine buying any more. I think they've got a little bit of a pinky shade in one, and then I think there's a darker one as well. I think there's about 5 colours in total in those, but they'll do me for a while, and definitely taking those on holidays. So this is lately my go-to nude face. I've got a tiny little bit of bronzer on, a little bit of blush, tiny bit of highlighter, but that's it basically. And like I said, if I'm just going to the shops or something like that, I'll just whack a little bit of foundation on and a little bit of that on my eyelids and a little bit of mascara, obviously do my eyebrows. Can't get away with that, doing that, and it's perfect. It stays all day. So if you like the nude eye today, showing you the Gen Nude from Bare Minerals, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, click on the notifications bell so you're notified when I do upload more content so you don't miss anything. Keep being the best version of you, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!